How can further conflict be prevented between the government and the single-use plastic vendors? Lagos State have banned single-use plastics such as styrofoam bags, disposable cups, plastic straws, single-use cutleries, single-use cutleries, single-use plastic bags, and it exclude the sachet water they call in Nigeria pure water. Is excluding that for now. It's also excluding the PET bottles, nylon bags, thicker than 40 40 microns. So these are the categories of single-use plastic that have been banned in Lagos State. And the government of Lagos State said they've used 18 months period before enforcing the ban. They start with the stakeholders, manufacturers of this plastic use items. They've talked with them before enforcing it. Even enforcement is still ongoing because a lot of videos are circulating online where the enforcement teams go to the market, the vendors, and they seize these plastics inside their shops. And what most people don't understand that government have told them, and the next thing that will happen, any little thing that happen, people bring out their phone and video and post online. And the next thing they will target, government want to destroy the life of other people, their source of livelihood. So how can government help to prevent further conflict? I know the Lagos State government have said they've used 18 months to tell people to announce it, but I believe they can do further. So how can they prevent further conflict? One of them is more sensitization. We have what we call the National Orientation Agency in Nigeria. And what is their duty? To promote national unity, development, and understanding of government policies. That's the role of National Orientation Agency of Nigeria. And they are in all categories of levels, from the government to the states, to the local government, the grassroots. So they can engage them, not just getting to the manufacturers of this plastic use bags, but also going to the vendors, those local vendors who rely on it to make money, to teach them sensitization more and more and more, because most of these people don't even have time to listen to news or watch news on the television. They wake up in the morning, they go to their business just to make money and earn a living. So I want the government to do more and sensitize them more, engage this agency, National Orientation. Not just speaking on the TV, because most of them don't even watch TV. They wake up, they go to their businesses. You have to sensitize them about the danger of plastic use, single-use plastic items, like the one mentioned already. The plastic cups, straws, single-use plastic bags, because they pollute the environment. Most people, they just live their life anyhow. They wake up in the morning, they have shower, they eat, they go to their workplace, they come back, they don't care about any other thing in the world. Some people don't know how to manage their waste. They don't know how to take care of the environment. They don't know that the environment have to be taken care of. For example, I want to give one example. Have you seen some of these birds flying, especially the pigeon and all the birds? They fly high, they come down to sort for food on the ground. Have you tried to observe some of them sometimes, how their legs are being entangled with the product of the female product, the extension, hair extensions women wear, and because they are being disposed indiscriminately, you see those hair extensions entangling the legs of this bed, and sometimes the, their legs are being cut off because of the hair extensions being entangled on their legs. If you really observe some of these birds when they fly down to eat food, you will see what I'm talking about. So the National Orientation Agency have to go to these women, men, the vendors, to explain to them the dangers of this plastic use. Another example, if you go to the beach, you can see plastic use items scattered all over the beach, floating because they don't decompose easily. I read that it takes about 20 to 500 days for plastic to decompose. And it harmed the environment. Have you ever done an experiment? You peel your orange, maybe your potato, your plantain, maybe you peel your onion, and you have some plastic and you join them together and tie it up. Have you noticed that within 2 or 3 days, the orange peel, the potato peel, the onion peel easily get rotten and they start smelling? But have you observed that the nylon bag, the plastic is still in there, shining? And sometimes maybe as a farmer, you kind of dig the ground to plant. You will still find some plastic, the nylon inside the ground, just there, lying there, not decomposing, not getting rotten, let me use the word. Because it takes time for this plastic to decompose. So I think the agency have to do more of sensitization until these people understand. And government can come in also to prevent further conflict by letting them know what are these biodegradable bags, items that can serve as alternative to plastic. And you let them know in your sensitization the dangers of plastic use items, so they will understand properly. So, and you also let them know the importance of biodegradable bags and items. You show them the alternative. Tell them how biodegradable bags are non-toxic. They are less petroleum. Their products, they reduce pollution. They reduce waste. Yes, when they use biodegradable bags, it reduces waste. It reduces carbon emission. So government have to do more sensitization. Even if you can open a factory as a government to produce these biodegradable bags and start showing example and start selling to these vendors at a cheaper rate, so that there won't be a total loss. You won't create more conflict while trying to solve the one on ground. I want to show you some example of biodegradable bags that the government can recommend to these vendors. This is one of them. And this type of biodegradable bag, if you see properly, it can be, because most people are asking, so what can we use to wrap the bread? Most people eat bread. We use plastic nylon to tie up this bread. You can go bio. I'm not in the chemical industry, but they know what to combine. They know how to source the material if the government can help them. This is another biodegradable bag. They can be used and they are reusable. This is another one. If the government can sensitize the public, this is another one. If you check properly, these are all biodegradable bags. The government, you can print them, you can manufacture them and go to these vendors, show them this is the kind of bag that is friendly to the environment. They can easily decompose, they are environmental friendly. Cloth bag also. Have you ever noticed that paper, if you have a paper and you squeeze this paper, because it's made from trees, it's made from natural product, it easily gets decomposed paper because they're environmental friendly. So the government have to teach them, the government have to sensitize them more and show them what they're talking about. Even if it's to create animated files, go and animate it in this market. Show them, sensitize them to prevent further conflict between them and these plastic vendors. Because when you sensitize them more, before the enforcement things goes there to enforce, they will tell them, we already know. The government have come to sensitize us. In fact, we are not selling plastics bags anymore. In fact, the government have shown us the real things to sell, to package our products. And this biodegradable bag are reusable. It could be cloth bag. And you can also use reusable water bottles. So when you're doing a business, so you have to consider also, is my business environmental friendly, whatever I'm producing? What if the government introduces a policy to ban some items I'm using? What will happen to my business? Even the federal government have banned plastic use items, single-use plastics in the offices, pending when they will carry out enforcement. But in government offices, they've bound them, federal government. And Lagos State is taking the lead to reduce pollution. Other states might start adopting it also. So in order to prevent conflict between them and the producers of this plastic, government have to do more of sensitization. Government have to show especially the retail vendors. Because in Lagos here in the island, most supermarkets have started complying. When you go there, they display a biodegradable bag for you to buy and reuse. Or you come with your own shopping bags just to reduce pollution. So for government to prevent conflict, because when enforcement thing goes to these local vendors to seize these items, it can create more of conflict escalation. It can create the marketers to fight the enforcement things. Why do you want to destroy our source of livelihood? Because they don't have any other thing to sell. So that's why government have to print this biodegradable bag and show them how to use it in order to prevent conflict. Because most people, if you go to their shop, they are being stuck with plastic, single-use plastic items. That's what they sell. So government have to show them alternative to prevent more of conflict escalation, because I know the policies will create loss of jobs, we create loss of revenue. So while you're creating a policy that is good for the environment as a government, you also have to show alternative how people can switch and still retain their business. We already have items they can replace, as I shown before. So government have to sensitize them more and more to prevent further conflict. And you have to use examples to show them why plastic use items are dangerous for the environment. Show them examples of the beach, even your environment. Open drainages in Nigeria, All that has been there is just plastic, nylon bags, plastic bottles inside the open drainage. It's been stocked by humans who refuse to manage their waste properly. So government have to do more of sensitization and show them why this plastic use items, single-use plastic use items are dangerous for the environment. We cannot totally eradicate plastics, but we can reduce those use items, because those single-use items, when you use them, you throw them away, they can't be reused again, and they harm the environment. So more of sensitization, show them alternative, so that they won't be at total loss in their businesses. I know you're trying to create a policy that will be environmental friendly. So the National Orientation Agency have to go do more of their job this time around, to educate mostly these retail sellers that are uneducated. Let them know. Speak to them in the language they will understand. If it's pidgin, if it's Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa, any language they understand, use people that can speak their language. Sensitize them, talk to them, and show them alternatives. Say to them, so they won't be a total loss in business, and that will create more poverty for people who are doing such kind of business, and it will reduce conflict between government and these people selling single plastic use items. Because when you don't sensitize them more, they will tell you that you didn't give them enough time. Even when you said government, Lagos State have said they've used 18 months to tell them before enforcing the ban. And this ban have started since 1st of July 2025. So more of sensitization, don't stop. More of sensitization. If government can partner with them and produce alternative for them, that will help the people to have more trust in the government policies, so that there won't be a total loss and there won't be more of conflict. Check out Rwanda today. In 2028, Rwanda became the world's first plastic use free nation, since they've introduced it over 10 years ago. They have clean environment. Sweden is there leading in Europe. France is there also. If you go to shops today in France, they have biodegradable bag. They ask you, you pay for it, or you come with your shopping shopping bag to shop, because they're not selling plastic bags to you in the shopping malls. So other countries are banning this to protect the environment. So government and Nigerian government have to sensitize more. It doesn't just stop at I've given 1 year notice. No, sensitize more and produce alternative. Partner with these people. You have Bank of Industry and all the banks. Equip them. Don't just stop at sensitization. Partner with them to reduce more of conflict, because I know this will cause more conflict. And the next thing that happens when the enforcement, to protect the enforcement thing also, because by the time they go to this vendors and start seizing items, they might retaliate back, they might fight them. And anything, no people post anything online without verifications. They don't know government have used 18 months in Lagos to tell people. They will tell them they didn't hear, they didn't even know. So it doesn't stop at the producers. You have to go to the grassroots. What about the rural places? Have you sensitized them enough that this kind of things used are bad for the environment? So government have to do more to prevent further conflict and show them alternative, partner and produce for them as much as you can, so that this plastic industry, they can switch back to alternative friendly materials, environmental friendly materials that can be suitable for the environment and that can reduce pollution. So these are ways government can help to prevent further conflict escalation between the plastic sellers and the government agencies that is carrying out this enforcement.